All right, welcome everybody. This is the webinar for building landing pages for specifically niche areas, but this particular one is going to be for a specific condo. I got one condo that I'm going to use. It's called the Bristol. It's down in Palm Beach. I will be using the Beaches MLS. This particular website is my demo account that I use to kind of play around with. You can go look at it if you'd like. It's my name, jefftrue.com. But basically what I have here is I've done the Bristol is what I want to feature on. I've got the address, so I can do it by address, I can do it by advanced search filter, or it can be done with Polygon. Polygon sometimes gets a little bit trickier, like with this particular one, because it is a little bit larger. It kind of filters out just a little bit, so it doesn't necessarily pull them in the best. But this particular one does have like 1100 South Flagler Street there, and all of them are by unit number. So if you have a condo that has everything by different address, then you want to use the Polygon for sure, so it'll pull in all the listings from within that area. So to get started, I've created already ahead of time is landing pages for these. I've got two different landing pages that I've done. I've done an IDX Broker landing page, so where it's going to be a predefined search. I will go over how to do this. And then I've also created my own page on my own hosted website. So as you can see, all I've done is add two images, and I went and grabbed some text about the Bristol and put it in here. So we want to give you two options. You can create a predefined search IDX Broker page where you can select what you want to display there. This particular thing is going to be the Bristol. It'll pull in all the active listings from in there, so you can really narrow the niche down. So if you wanted to do like new construction and stuff in the Bristol, or if you have a condo area or a development that's in new construction listed in the MLS, you can narrow it down as far down as you really want to. So we've got a few different ways we're going to cover. We're going to cover a blog post, adding listings to a blog post. I've already developed the blog post as well, so we can go take a look at that and how I've done that. But to start off, let's get into the IDX Broker side of it. So here's a page. This is just a straight up landing page. There's nothing else on it. As you can see, it just results to listings of just that specific property. This particular one, I believe I did this one using the listing address. But let's go into the dashboard and take a look at this. Are my pages hosted with WordPress? Yes, this is a WordPress theme. It is to host on my own server for this WordPress. So to get started, let's go to Preferences. A predefined search is a saved link. So we would hover over Saved Link. And we've got two options, Manage or Create. Now, I've already done one, so we'll take a look at which way I did this. So we did Bristol and a search. So we can see off of this one here, search criteria, what I did is I did it off of the address, so 1100 South Flagler. So I was able to pull in all the listings based off of just the address. So in order to create a saved link, we're going to go back into our Preferences, Save Links, and we want to create. Now I did one off of the address. We'll do this one off the advanced search page. So click on your drop-down menu, click on Advanced Search, click Next Step. So if you're working in an area that's got two MLSs, you're going to have to select which MLS you want to work with because it's an advanced search field, because everything's going to change down below. My default pricing is set, so we would want to remove that because we want to pull in all listings. So for this particular one, this one is under the development name. Sometimes it might be under division or subdivision, sorry. But this one here is under the development name. The Bristol is this particular one. You can add multiples on here if you want, or just the one, but if you wanted to find ones that are just contingents with a pool, you can narrow it down. As many filters as you put on this, it's going to really narrow it down for you. But we're going to go ahead and just go all listings, click Next Step. And here you can give your page a title. This one here, this is going to be also, it applies right directly to the long tail URL. You can customize that. So if you see on page title, as I start to put this in here, as I put this one here, the Bristol Palm Beach, you'll see that it changes the URL down here. If you want, you can actually have the same page title and the URL, or you can change this. So I can have a page title of the Bristol Palm Beach. I can have the link URL, so depending on what you want to put in there for basically Google, this is going to be an indexable page, and the term is very good to figure out what you want to do. So this one here now is switched to condos in the Bristol Palm Beach. Don't know if that's a good one to do or not, but this is our example here. You can change, or you can add meta tag keywords and description. Anything that you'd like. You can also get in and add custom subheader. I'm going to do that on the other one because the page is already developed. So I want to show you basically like what the listings look like without it, and then we're going to do one with it. If you have a specific agent that works with one specific condo, so if there was one agent that works in just the Bristol, you can actually assign all leads that come in to go right directly to that agent from this landing page that you're creating. And then we'll click on Save and Manage Links. And then it's done. So now we can go take a look at the one that we've created here. Condos in Palm Beach, and we'll preview our link. And I think we should have 5 listings. And here I pulled in our regular landing page just like as it did on that other page that we have created. So that's how you create a predefined search by advanced. It's the same thing if you were to do it by basic search. Listing ID, you can add up to 25 of the listing ID numbers if you want to specify them down, and then all listing address as well. Is there any way to choose sold listings? As of right now, it is displaying only active listings. We are still in the process of finishing out our new data acquisition to where it's going to allow us to be able to display sold listings. We are currently rolling that out right now. We're doing it in small phases just so that we can manage the system and make sure everything's functioning correctly. Can we auto-assign agents to the listings randomly? Yes, you can. So if you just leave that blank, it'll use your regular lead routing settings that you have in your account. So it can be a sequential list, it can be round robin, or it can be disabled, and it would go to the primary agent on the account, and then they can manually assign that lead to a specific agent that they would like. So a couple of different options on that. Okay, so let's get back out of this one. So we're going to go back over to the IDX Broker landing page. So as we know, this is the way that it's going to show up. So this particular one, this is Bristol Palm Beach Condos. That is the page title I gave it. And here's the page name that I gave it, Bristol Palm Beach Condos. So that was the same thing. I didn't change that one up. So let's add a custom subheader. Custom subheader is where you can add some information about this specific condo. So I'm going to take that information that I have, and we're going to apply it to basically this information to the IDX page. So let's go into my WordPress dashboard. I'm going to go into my page here, and I'm going to go grab the information. So basically, you'd have this text somewhere, whether it's on your website or you go, grab it from Google somewhere else, put it into a Word document, and then pull everything. You can copy it, paste it, add your images. So I uploaded my images, uploaded this one here. I'm actually going to go over to the text editor and grab everything directly from it. And we will copy it. and we'll go over to my managed links. So right now, so we've already built this page. We're going to go grab it here, and we're going to go edit this. So you can set up the custom subheader at the time that you build it, or you can go back in and add it to it. You can edit it by hand if you know the long tail URLs and you want to add some additional things after the fact. You can definitely do it here. But what we're going to do is, so you can even get in and rename your page title later on, your meta tag descriptions, and then here's where we're going to add our custom subheader. You can adjust your agents that are assigned in there as well. I'm going to go over here. You can add what you see is what you get, the WYSIWYG, or you can add it right directly to HTML. I already had mine in HTML, so it's a little bit easier once you have that with the images and alignment, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to slam that in there. You'll see that it pulled over my images and my content. I'm going to save my changes. And then we're going to go back in and take a look at what we have added. So we're going to go back over here. We're going to go preview our link. So now on this results page, you can see all the URL has stayed the same. Got the images that I added. I made this an H1 so it stands out a little bit more, give it the title. All my information about it, my additional images. You can also embed YouTube. If you wanted to go stand in front of the Bristol and talk about the Bristol in person with yourself, you can do that. If you've got any aerial footage, anything like that that's been taken of it, you can add all of the YouTube and just embed it. Grab the embed script and put it at the bottom of this, put at the top of this, whatever you might choose. On these results pages, you have the option of displaying a map at the top of it. I did for this particular one just so it's there so you can see it. It's very easy to remove it so it's not there. And then of course you'll have your individual listings right below it. Pretty simple to do as far as adding the custom subheaders. Very nice way to do it if you wanted to put it and keep it on that IDX Broker page. Now another option to do is to add these listings to an existing page that you already have. As you guys have questions, go ahead and ask it. If it's relevant to what we have covering right now, I'll go over it. If not, I'll catch it at the end. Yes, this is being recorded and it will be posted to our YouTube channel later. And I apologize if I'm going too fast. I'm trying to keep it slow here. All right, so that's the one that we've already done. So we want to go take a look at my Bristol landing page. So this is a great way. So if you guys already have a website, and let's say you're coming from another provider, or you were using the MLS feed directly, so you've already got great SEO with your pages that you've developed. So right now, I've got jefftrue.com/my-Bristol landing page. Just what I did for this particular webinar. Not a great thing to use for SEO. But let's say you're getting lots of traffic from people going to Bristol landing page or Bristol condos for sale. However you have that. This thing is getting lots of hits, but you're linking away from this page for people to see it. Well, you've got two options. With WordPress and IDX Broker, the plugin that's available, you can actually take a predefined search page and add listings to this via a widget. So it could be a showcase, a carousel, or a slideshow widget. Or if you're using another solution besides WordPress, every single widget that is developed, it is going to generate a script. You can take that script, copy it, and embed that script so that the showcase, carousel, or slideshow would display in the middle of your content, at the bottom of your content, wherever you may like it. So we're going to show a few different options for that. When you do this for a page or a post with WordPress, it's actually exactly the same. So I'll probably just do the one because landing pages are probably the best. If I've got a little bit of time, I'll do it on the post just so that you can see it. Do these landing pages index and rank in your web page with these options? If you're adding the widget to the website, it's going to, because it's already your page on your hosted servers, those widgets are indexable. So when Google crawls it, recognizes those widgets, that those widgets and the content in it belong to you. On an IDX Broker landing page that you're going to develop, if you set up a custom subdomain For instance, if it's search.jefftrue.com, listings.jefftrue.com, when you create that custom subdomain, that phrase that you want to use, you want to go into your registrar and you want to create a Cname record. Basically, you're pointing that subdomain phrase that you're going to use back to subdomains.idxbroker.com. When Google crawls your website, it'll recognize that anything that's displayed on that subdomain page belongs to your root domain. So you get the SEO value for the content that's on that landing page. So you've got two different options. If you're starting fresh, it's a good way to use it. If you want to keep your SEO that you already have, add a widget to it. Two different options, both very powerful. So this particular one, so we want to add listings to this page because I'm getting great rankings out of this. It's getting hit a ton of times. So we're going to go back in here into our WordPress dashboard. Click on Designs, and we have Widgets. I believe I've already created one. Let's go see if I've done one. And I did not. Great. So we can go create one for you. This is even better. So we're going to go Widgets and Create. So a few different options that we have again is the Showcase, Slideshow, and Carousel. Carousel looks pretty sharp. It can show 2, 3, or 4 or 5 images wide, or listings wide. That's going to carousel through it. So as you click on the arrow, it'll cycle through it, and it can also autoplay. Another option is a Showcase widget, so you can decide how many listings maximum you want to display. So you can do a maximum of 25. It would display like 4 wide and 5 tall, depending on what you want to do. I think the best thing for this one is probably going to be a Showcase widget because you want to display most listings that you can. So we're going to start off with a Showcase. Properties to feature is going to be what type of a search page or how you want to perform this search. We want to do a custom search, and then we will go select our page. You can, for this particular thing, address or advanced search is the best way to go. I'm going to go ahead and do advanced search because it is the most commonly used. Select your MLS. If you're wanting every listing from within that specific search that we're going to create, remove your minimum or your default pricing. The development name again is the Bristol. So we're going to select that. So right now I've got nothing else on here. If you wanted to add additional things, you can definitely do that. Waterfront, private pool. Click on it, it'll narrow on, add all those features on there. If you're performing a search and you want to go, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to create this, if it's actually going to come up with anything, view results in a new window. This way you can guarantee that you have the criteria in this predefined search that you want to do. This came up with 5 results, which is exactly what I should have. So I can go, okay, that's exactly what I want to do. Let's continue to go. We can go down into our widget options. So you've got 2 options for this, responsive, yes or no. Responsive is going to allow you to choose the maximum number of listings, so you can put 25. So let's say there's 5 listings in there, it's only going to show those 5. If I only wanted to show 3, it's going to show the 3 and go by sort order, which is currently set at highest to lowest. So it's only going to show the top 3 listings by price. In all reality, responsive is probably the best way to go because most sites nowadays are all mobile responsive, and if they're not, they're slowly going that way. We're going to name this one here, Bristol Widget. And so order of custom list, lowest to highest or highest to lowest. Highest to lowest typically is the one that gets used. Maximum number of listings, it's maxed at 100, but not really matter because there's only 5. So we're going to go 10 total. So here you can choose the number of columns that you want. 3 is a good way to go. This is going to give us at least 2 rows on this one, so it's not going to be too bad. If you go smaller in columns, it's going to be larger images, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. They can see more of the property before they get into it. We're going to stick with 3 just so you can see it. And then you have an option to open widget links in a new window. This is an excellent idea if you're putting this on a blog post, because that way your blog post is still going to stay there. If it's on a page, you can do either or. Open it up on that same page you have, or open up on a new window. I'm just going to keep mine on the same. We're going to build the widget out. Oh, and here we go. Much better. So two options here. So you can preview the widget just to make sure how the widget is going to be displayed on the website. Go back and manage it, or you can create another one. So if you have a list of a whole bunch of widgets that you want to create for these condos, just knock all these out. It literally takes, I mean, as you saw, I just did that one there in 1 minute. As long as you have a list of what it is, you can definitely do that. Let's go take a look and preview this widget. While you're previewing it, you also have the ability to grab your script code. So here's the script code. So if you're adding this to a page that's non-WordPress, grab the script, embed it into that page, you have it. This is also a great way if you have a niche landing page, so a website page built specifically for the Bristol. So you have the Bristol.com, the BristolCondos.com, whatever it may be. If you have that as your own landing page, you can embed a widget into any website that's out there, any domain. What's going to happen is when this is clicked on, it's going to be called to action. With IDX Broker, all results and details pages just have to return and reside on the whatever's set up with the IDX Broker account. So if I click on this, and this is on the BristolCondos.com, if I click on that, it's going to take it back to the details page on JeffTrue.com. So it gives you an option to add that without having to have multiple IDX Broker accounts, which is a good deal. So anyway, so let's take this one here. So we're going to add this embed script by copying and pasting. So that way you can see how to do it this way, but then I can also show you the WordPress example as well. So we've verified it. We like it. It's exactly what we wanted. We're going to close it down. Your widget is done. You can go back in and manage your widgets if you want. So we want to go back in here to our page. So we want to add the content down here on the bottom. Let's close out another page. So we're going to go to our pages, My Bristol landing page. So I want to add this to the bottom of the content. So I've copied the embed script. This is the bottom of the content. We're going to enter down, and then we're going to paste what we just did. So here's our script of our IDX widget that's going to be pulled in our custom showcase widget right there. 58323 is the widget that we're going to be pulling in. Let's update this. When we go back into our page, here's our page without it. Control F5 on a PC to do a hard refresh, Command R, and we're going to add widgets to our landing page. Very simple to do. You're done, it's there. So I put a maximum number of 10, so let's just say that today there's 5. Right now somebody's adding 4 listings to the MLS for this particular condo. Those tomorrow morning on the refresh of the IDX Broker feed, it's going to now have 9 listings on this particular page. The following day, somebody purchases one of those, and it's gone. It knocks us down to 8. That next refresh, it drops it down to 8 listings on here. Always going to be updated with the most freshest listings from that whenever it was pushed out. So here's how we've added it to our own landing page. We've done the IDX Broker page. I mean, we're doing pretty good on time. Maybe I'll go over and show a blog post. Blog posts are a great way to do. Those are very good with SEO. So with the new plugins, so we're going to go into our post. We've got the new Impress list or Impress plugin, Equity plugin. Makes it very easy. So let's say if you have a predefined search that you've already done. So let's take a look at this particular one that we've got here, the IDX Broker landing page. So you've got this as a landing page, but you also want to create a blog post and have all this information on here. I've already done the blog post where I've got my standard content that I've already put in there just to have it preloaded. But I don't want to display like this, how it's got a landing page of all the listings. I want to do it in a widget format. What is a faster way for the WordPress loading a page or a widget? You know, I'm not 100% sure. As far as that goes, I'm not sure as far as load time goes. I imagine maybe a widget on the page might load a little bit faster, but I can't give that a very, very accurate part of that one. So let's go back into our dashboard. Actually, let's go to our post. We want to go to our post for the Bristol. We want to add it via shortcode. So we've already got our content here. If we go into our visual, we can see everything that we have here. Let's enter down. We want to go in and pull in the page that we've already created and use that. So we're going to do add IDX Shortcode. So this is going to give you additional options of what you want to do. You can do the Impress Showcase, Impress Carousel, depending on what you want to do. I've already done a showcase. Let's switch it up and throw a carousel on here. This is the blog post, so we can have a carousel of a few images there, or listings. So right now, so we've already done that page. We've created it. We want to go in and use our saved links. We're going to go select the page that we've already done. Bristol Palm Beach Condos. I think the Bristol Palm Beach was the one I was using earlier. So listings to show without scrolling. You can show 2, 3, 4, 5, or wow, quite a few now. I thought it was a little less. We're going to do 4 because we don't want it to be too small. We want to be a little bit larger. Maximum number of listings, we've only got 5 in there. We're okay. We're going to show, actually let's go down to 3 so we can cycle through it. Maximum 15, we're just fine. Autoplay, so this is going to allow it to auto cycle through. We're going to insert this shortcode. Not going to see very much. So let's take a look at this blog post. We're going to update that. And you can see, so you got the shortcode already embedded in there. So you don't have to put this inside the text area. You can do it in the visual area. My blog post is up here on the top left. All right, so we've got the Bristol Palm Beach homes. As you can see, it's got a carousel. Let's go into the blog post. It's actually got that on the preview. So all my content is here that I've added, the images, standard text. It looks my alignment is off just a little bit. You may want to go and clean a few of that stuff up, but not too bad. So here's a carousel of the predefined search listings that I've already got. So it's cycling through here automatically, but the client can also go in here and cycle through them. So let's say you have a whole bunch, they're already there. This blog post can be put anywhere out there, and this has got your content on it. You can also add it with a showcase. You can do much more on there. How easy is it to edit the CSS on a particular landing page? Let's go take a look. So let's take a look at preferences. Let's go into our save links and manage. We'll look at the ones that we created here. Bristol Palm Beach Condos. We'll go back into the edit. Actually, you know what? Let's see. CSS probably has to be done on these individual ones. So let's go to Designs, Custom CSS. I thought we could do it from when we developed it. We're going to go to our saved links for this particular page. Bristol Palm Beach Condos. This particular page, if you had some additional CSS that you wanted to apply to it, you can add the custom CSS, save your changes. It'll let you know that it's done on a page right here. It'll put a little letter on here letting you know that it's got some custom CSS and where that custom CSS is being applied. You can also set up the custom CSS on a global level if you choose or need to do something entirely throughout the website. Let's see here. My current site uses the non-Impress plugin, but my updated site does. Can I have widgets from both? Or do they have to all be updated with the new plugin? No, you can grab that embed script and put it on that page if you want. I can show you exactly how to do that. You get into your designs pages, your manage. So if you've got the Impress widgets are a little bit nicer, in my opinion. They're a little bit cleaner looking. But if we go to where's it at? Bristol widget. Once you're in here, you can edit this. You can preview it. So there's two options. If you preview this, you can see it and grab your script code. So if you scroll on the bottom, your script code is right here. You copy that and embed that into the HTML portion of that page that you want to do. Or from this dashboard, you can also click View Code, and you can grab the script right here. Two different options, pretty easy to grab. Excellent. Well, thank you guys for joining. This was a lot of fun. This can be used again with not just a specific condo. This does work for golf course communities, areas, subdivisions around a school zone. You can make that custom predefined search for anything that you want. Excellent. You guys have a great afternoon. Thank you for joining me.